Which social media platform is the best for real estate agency? Talk to me, Lucy.
Oh, Chris, I knew you were going to ask me this one. Okay, so to date, LinkedIn has brought me my most business of closed transactions. That's how I can track my success, correct? Because if you can't track it, how do you know what's successful? Now, my Facebook videos started me into the idea of video. So it was going Facebook Live first 2 years ago that people started to comment that they really liked watching my videos and I should do more videos.
And you were literally what? Your videos were switch the
Same
camera.
thing.
What properties that you were selling?
Yes, so basically, whenever I walked into a property, I would do me on the camera talking through the property.
Okay, what if you didn't have the property to sell? What videos would you produce then?
Good question. So you see, now in Dubai real estate, it's a lot of off-plan that's actually selling more than resale. So off-plan, for those who don't know watching this, are basically properties under construction. So that means that you're selling the location, you know, where it's coming, what is the idea behind it, the vision.
So you're almost not selling the property, you're selling the location and the country.
Well, Chris, do you know what? It's changed a lot, my role as a realtor now in Dubai. And I love it because guess what? I've almost gone back to where I was at before real estate, which was tourism. What did I do? I took people around the world and I shared with them the most incredible locations and sites.
So your job is not necessarily to sell the house, it's to sell the lifestyle of get them to buy into the country.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
in essence, those UK agents reading this, your job is to kind of sell the town or the housing estate and then sell the house afterwards. So even if you haven't got the house, you can still sell the lifestyle of the locality.
It is, Chris, and I'll tell you why that is. Because when we're in the UK selling property, we're probably selling people their next home. You know, they're moving from this home and they're growing into another home. What we've got to understand is 85% of the residents of Dubai are expatriate. They're not British.
Okay.
They're not from the Emirates. So they've come in, they're renting property, they're a captive audience. Why pay rent when they can buy?
Okay.
They can have residency, tax-free. It's the safest country on earth, sunshine all year round, goes on and on. Year of tolerance, you know, every culture and religion is tolerated. There is no reason why people would not want to be in Dubai.
Okay, but what does that make a difference to some guy in Droitwich in the West Midlands?
Very good question. Well, where does he go for his summer holiday? And does he spend on hotels?
Okay, forget that fact where he goes on holidays.
Okay.
What can an estate agent learn from what you're doing in Dubai
Yeah.
for their agency in Droitwich or wherever they are in the UK?
Well, it's very simple, and it's what I did in the taxi coming to you this morning. It's selling the location and the town and why that town, you know, what are the amenities? How far is the station away?
Why you love it, why it's such a
Yes,
great place to
exactly.
live, work, invest.
Yeah, I mean, when I got in the taxi this morning, I asked him, why is Grantham, you know, attractive to people? Why do they live here? Why do they move here? What brought people here?
Yes.
You know, I'm very curious
What did they
about.
say?
Well, funny enough, he he didn't really have an answer. He said it's a very small population, but we did discuss that it's only an hour on a train from London. So, and I was asking because I'm thinking about investing in real estate in the UK, and I'm watching. Well, where is the best sort of accessibility to capital? You know, the capital of Birmingham. So I'm also in the market, Chris.
There you go, there you go, there you go. Okay, but let's get down to the original question, which is the best? So you use LinkedIn, Facebook, anything else?
Yes. Well, okay. So more recently, I'm getting better at Instagram. So Instagram is taking over Facebook. Some people may dispute that. But the fact is, I have a 23-year-old mentee that's just joined me at Keller Williams in Dubai. And he's literally on his phone every other minute. Everything is live. Whatever we do, wherever we go, any property.
But does he get any work done?
Well, that's his work. Because, right, the old real estate tasks were sitting on your desk and making 100 calls, correct?
Correct.
So in today's society, you don't need to make the 100 calls. The 100 people are on your phone live. They're messaging you saying, oh, tell me more about that property, Lucy. Then I message them. That's my calls. Everything's done by message. Do you know, some sales centres are very quiet these days because no one's talking. They're all messaging. Have you not noticed that?
Okay, so the issue is, I've always been taught and found with social media is you have to go to social media platform where your customers are.
Okay.
Yes, because if you're going after 18-year-olds, you need to choose a social media platform
Yeah.
where 18-year-olds congregate.
Correct.
And if you're going after 60-year-olds, you have to go to a business platform where 60-year-old business people congregate.
Yes.
So the obvious ones are LinkedIn, because that's almost Facebook with people with ties.
Yeah.
And Facebook. I'm just thinking for estate agents is I've not seen, and I'd love to be proved wrong here,
Okay.
but there's I can think of one agent, Tyrone, in London.
Keller Williams.
Yes, who does Instagram very well. But there's hardly anyone else in the UK that's actually really tapping into Instagram.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, I actually think it's just a lack of education on the Instagram forum.
Okay.
So I was taught by my 23-year-old mentee, as I said, and basically it's about being in front of people all the time. Businesses are there, influencers are there. It's all about the taglines and how you tag people. So it's a question of collaborating with business. I have nothing to hide by collaborating with you. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people's fear, and we were talking about this earlier, is I can't possibly tag in my competitor because then I will lose the business to my competitor. Well, I don't look at it like that.
Well, I agree with you, because I actually tell estate agents, and they look at me like I'm gone out,
Yeah.
that you should actually stand outside a competitor's house
Yeah.
and tell people why they should buy it.
Absolutely. You know, we're all about working together. You work stronger together than you do alone.
Even
I'm
if they're a
great
competitor?
believer. Even if they're a competitor, because
Okay.
a lot of the times I have a lot of admiration for my competition, and they bring me the buyer and I have the seller, or vice versa.
Okay, but why Instagram in portrait, when if you're especially doing property,
Yeah.
you could stand there aside and have the. Just think about that one.
Why port? Well, that's true.
Because if you're doing a tour around the property,
Yeah.
and you want to do it live, here's a tip. Just try one when you go back to Dubai.
Okay.
Because you're in selfie mode. Because you're wide angled.
Yeah.
You could be at one. Don't be never be in the centre.
Yeah.
Always be off to the side.
Yes, the 2/3 rule.
2/3, yes.
I know that as a photographer. Yeah.
But the other third means that you can actually show more of the room
Yes.
as you're walking around, as opposed to this, which is all ceiling and floor.
No, absolutely.
Just an idea.
I'll tell you what, and there's something else that's new and up and coming.
Talk to me.
A friend of mine has just released an app called Rila, R-I-L-A,
Right.
and it's a social media app for agents. I know, it's cutting edge, and Chris will be so excited that I've mentioned him, but it's the next generation, because if you're not on... Look, Chris, I train agents now, and I tell them if they're not on social media, they may as well not be in the industry. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, but what about these people's fear of being on video? Or do they have to do video? Could they use podcasts, or could they use words?
Good question. I do believe video works, but you don't have to be in front of the camera. You can turn the camera so they see from behind you only, or they don't need to see you, they can voice you. One of my colleagues in Dubai is doing a cartoon because he doesn't want to be heard or seen, but he's doing a cartoon version, and then he edits in pictures of the house.
Why do you think people fear being on camera?
Well, it's back to the emotions of fear of not looking good, fear of being ridiculed. I don't really care what people think of me. I'll do it anyway, as long as I'm not breaking the law and as I'm acting with integrity.
Did you have any hesitation when you did start your video starting?
None. In fact, I only asked, why did I not do this 20 years ago?
Okay. So you've been now doing it for 2 years in Dubai. Has anyone tried to copy you?
Very good question. I love how you ask questions that are just like ready to hit there. So there's definitely a couple of people out there that are doing videos.
I mean, how many real estate agents are there in Dubai, roughly? Are there a few thousand?
Okay, legally, we've probably got about 6,000 agents.
Okay.
But we've probably got another 40,000 who are freelancers.
Okay, so let's work on the 6.
The 6,000.
Okay,
Yeah.
I know you're pretty well known in Dubai as an agent, but only 2 have copied you. Why only 2?
Because different cultures, some people...
There's lots of Brits out there.
Well, I'll tell you what it is, okay? First of all, there's not a lot of... the Brits, yes. There's not a lot of mother tongue English speakers, so they get very nervous about their language, I'm sure.
Okay.
Because they always say to me, Lucy, how can you just speak like you do on the video? Well, I don't think about it, but it is my mother tongue. And I do speak languages, so I'm aware if I was doing Spanish or French, which I've also done, and I'm a complete mess doing those live, but I do it.
But hold on a second. When you're talking to someone in Spanish,
Yeah.
doing a deal face to face,
Yeah.
you're not conscious of this fear, are you? You just get on with it, don't you?
Well, the thing is, I get on with it, but I'm not afraid of making mistakes. I think people fear making mistakes.
Do you think they feared looking stupid?
Yes. Yeah, I do. I think a lot of people
So
are held back.
What do you do to get over that fear?
Well, I don't personally have the fear, Chris, but I'm think what you're asking me is what would people do to get over that fear?
I mean, have you helped people get? I mean, I've helped
Yeah,
loads of people, but
yeah.
what have you done? What have you said?
Well, I do. I do a lot of training on people's mindset. It goes back to your mindset first, and it goes back to how well do you know what you're doing. So, if you're going to go and do videos of real estate, why don't you go to the community where you live? Because you're going to talk passionately through the streets and beaches that you live in, and then you can just do it comfortably.
Because one of the things we recommend agents do is they do their top 30 streets in the town.
Ah, okay. As a video, you mean?
As a video, 30 separate videos.
Right.
Talking about either the 30 poshest streets,
Yes.
or the 30 most affordable streets.
And they walk down the streets,
And each one is a separate video saying, we're at number 28 today, and we're on Acacia Avenue, and the average value of a property on this street is this. Let's have a look at a few properties that have sold.
Yeah.
I love this street because of blah, 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 blah. I'll see you next week at number 27, where we'll be at the north end of town.
And do you know, that's a brilliant idea. You know what you just instigated there in my mind is because it's what they love. You see, that's what it is. You've hit the nail on the head. I love what I do, so I don't think it's scary and it's no effort. But maybe there's realtors out there that don't really love what they do. Maybe they're doing it wrong. Maybe they're doing rentals. They want to do sales.
I think there's a lot of people out there that are lonely in their job, and you know, most people are in real estate or estate agency not for the money, but just to help people. And if you can get back to that, hey, I tell you what, me and the lads, we ought to come over to Dubai and teach a few agents how to do some
you should
videos.
do. No, come over to Dubai.
It.
We'll have you in Keller Williams and doing some training.
Why not? Well,
and we had another event. We had 250 agents in a room.
There you go. Well, that's what we do. We
Let's
teach
get
agents.
you coming.
It's good stuff, be a laugh, isn't it?
I love it.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.